Okay, so we're out in the garden today and we're gonna show you what happened to that tomato from last week. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it up at the end or down in the description box. But we'll do a quick little garden tour while we're out here, just since, you know, everything always changes out here. We just got a rain like 10 minutes ago, so everything is nice and wet and got some moisture to it. So we'll kind of go through, just see what we have going on. I feel like everything has gotten bigger, but we have had a lot of rain. About a week ago we had a lot of rain, and so this everything has just grown really well and greened up. Okay, so now this is our big like U-shape area. You can see everything looks really good. Okay, so now we're back to this tomato that we had issues with last week. And I am going to give you the diagnosis of what's wrong with it, but I'm going to wait till we finish our garden tour. So, all right, so there's the tomatillos. Oh, we've got our first tomatillo there. And the zucchini has a flower, which we did not have last time. Last time they were just really small, and I was wondering if we were gonna get anything there. So we have some squash and our garlic. Onions are doing good. So something that you'll do with onions is we need to come top these off. They're getting really tall and it's causing it to kind of bend over some. So we need to come up and just cut off, you know, a few inches up here. Well, that's probably like 6 inches. We need to cut that off and allow it to take some of the weight off so that they'll stand up better. So we need to do that. There's always something that needs to be done in the garden. And let's see, this last box we have beans, radishes, beets, carrots, lettuce, and lavender. All right, so I called the extension office, sent some pictures in, and it sounds like the tomato plant does have blight, which is what I thought it was in the beginning, but I have never experienced blight. I've never dealt with that. And so I wasn't really sure what it was. So I did diagnose it right. However, I wasn't really sure what it was. So we had to call the extension and see what was going on. So when you have blight, the issue with blight is it's a fungal disease. So there's spores and things like that that can transfer through the air, through the soil, all of that. So when you have that, you don't want to touch that plant with tools or anything like that and then go touch another plant, because you can spread that disease onto another plant. So what you do is you want to rip the tomato plant out, dispose of it in the trash or a burn pile, away from your compost bin, away from your other plants, things like that, because you don't want to spread that. What I'm thinking might have happened is I last fall, when all the plants died back in the frost, what we did was we chopped and dropped everything and let it just lie over the winter, just so that it would protect the soil. And I'm wondering if that maybe caused some extra spores to grow or be readily available for the springtime, or I don't know. I'm not really sure. There is natural fungal spores just in the soil, and so it is normal for that to be present. And we're growing an heirloom variety, so sometimes with heirloom varieties, they are more susceptible to things like that. So it's just the cost of what it is. And so we're going to get that tomato plant out. We're going to do it without hopefully transferring too many spores to the other plants surrounding it. And we're going to go dump it in the trash can. Okay, so it's unfortunate that we had to take that one plant out. However, I'd rather take the one out and lose that one versus losing all 20 of my tomato plants. So in that instance, it's worth it to me. Unfortunately, we don't know why this happens. I mean, it's just, you get extra fungus, and we had a lot of rain a few weeks ago. And so that might be part of the reason why it was in the air and it was going around and it affected that plant. I don't know. Could be that. Could be because we, like I said, chopped and dropped all of the plants onto the soil last fall. And it could have just allowed some of those spores to be protected enough to multiply really quickly. We don't know. But the positive side of that is, when you cut down your plants and you lay them on the soil, you're protecting that soil from losing good bacteria, fungi. You're protecting your earthworms, things like that. And so maybe it did help. Maybe the excess of fungus did show that it helped by protecting that soil. Anyways, either way, we lost one. It's kind of the nature of how it goes. And so hopefully my other ones are nice and healthy and protected. And now that we got this sickly one out of there. I also want to encourage you, if you are feeling kind of bummed out in gardening, or you don't really know what you're doing, that even a master gardener doesn't always know what they're doing. I'm a level 1 master gardener, and I didn't know that it had blight. I didn't know that what was going on with that tomato plant. So sometimes we lose one, sometimes we have a learning curve and we have to figure it out, and that's okay. You guys can do that too. You can learn and get better and just throw plants in there and see what happens and figure out what's wrong and learn from that. So I think what we'll do in place of that tomato that we lost, I think we might go out and throw some nasturtium seeds in there, because nasturtiums, they kind of help, the smell of them kind of help deter pests and things like that from the tomato plants. So I think that might be a good plant to put in place of the tomato plant that we lost. We could probably put another tomato plant in there, but since it's dealing with some fungal issues around that area, maybe we should plant something else to kind of help remedy that spot for now. So until next time, we'll see ya. Thanks for hanging out with me and diagnosing my tomato plant. See ya.